Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Show. This is Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. If you're a first-time listener, thanks for stopping by. My name is Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. I do have my good friend and my good pal, and he is the mastermind of this whole operation because it isn't me, Mr. Al Connickson. How are you doing today, Al?
Feeling pretty good, Josh. How about you?
Feeling good. It's cooling down a little bit. We had some great weather this last week. We had some great moves in the stock markets, and we had some turmoil in the stock markets. But it all depends on what that really means to you. And that's a lot of things that we're going to talk about here on the show on Investing and Trading Live is what does the market mean to you? Is it important enough to you? But is it important enough to learn how to make smart investing decisions? Online Trading Academy, the sponsor of the show, teaching people just like you for over 25 years in the financial markets. Whether you're looking for short-term income strategies or long-term wealth strategies, if you have a 401k or an IRA, they're probably not doing very well this year. Well, hopefully we can make smarter investing decisions there moving forward. Now, Al, there's a lot I want to talk about here today on the show. We had a Fed funds rate on Wednesday, big moves in the markets. Last week, we had another drop in the market. We talked about that in the show last week. But just a lot of anxiety in the market, let's say. But the public really isn't 100% prepared to handle that. So why do you think it is so important right now for people to be educated about the stock market, but also the whole financial markets as a whole?
Well, you kind of hit on one of them. People are afraid right now. They're confused. They just don't know how to handle this market because they haven't experienced it for quite a while. We've had a major bull run basically since the beginning of 2009. People just assumed the market was going to continue to go up. If there was any kind of a blip, the Fed would come in and come to the rescue, so to speak. And that was through their quantitative easing that they were doing, which basically meant interest rates at zero and pumping trillions of dollars into the economy. They're doing exactly the opposite now. So they're doing the opposite of what created that bull market, and people are they're not prepared.
So they're talking about that on the news. What is it called? So our listeners understand.
Quantitative tightening is what it is.
So when they hear that on the news, that's what that means.
Right. That's quantitative tightening. That's the opposite of what brought us to where we were before the beginning of this year. Now things are changing. But, the Fed is trying to get control of inflation. And that's the big thing now is inflation. And what they have done so far hasn't worked the way they thought it would. So really, we've kind of got the White House and the Fed at odds with each other right now because the Fed needs to actually reduce employment. They need to reduce wages, which is a cause of inflation, and they need to slow the economy. Well, the White House, especially during an election year, wants to increase employment, increase wages, and then grow the economy.
Sounds like a conflict of interest there.
Well, that's there. Like I said, they're at odds with each other, so one of them's not going to help the other one. But the problem is with all this stuff going on, it's hard for people to know what to do. And that's because they have been taught how to approach the markets, I'm going to say the wrong way. The way you have been educated, if you have any education, probably is not done in a way that it's in your favor. And so people are going to be taking action, if any, based on opinions that they have. But the real problem is this. In a high-stress environment like this, in a high-stress market environment, people have a tendency to do nothing other than panic and hope that things get better.
Yeah.
And we talk all the time about how hope should not be a strategy.
Yeah. Well, how do you, here at the Academy, at Online Trading Academy, actually, helping people make smart investing decisions,
Sure.
How do you help people start that process to get out of that public mindset and make better investing decisions and learn about that?
Yeah, well, let's just keep it simple. Let's bring it down to its simplest terms. In any market condition, any economic condition, there's always going to be winners and there's always going to be losers. And if that's the case, what are the winners doing that the losers aren't? And that's really what we concentrate on, is what the winners are doing. Could it be that it's just that simple, just to follow the people that are successful? Well, the people that are successful, are they going to tell you what they're doing? Is Wall Street going to tell you what they're doing? No, but you know who will? We will. That's what our classes do. We concentrate on what the people that are successful are doing so we can basically just shadow them and do the same thing that they're doing. And you think about it, if you are going to be in a financial asset of any sort, whether it's a stock or whatever it is, what do you want to have happen to your investment? You want it to provide a profit for you. What does that mean? It means the price has to move in the direction you want it to go. If you buy something, you want the price to go up, and you want it to go up enough so you have a nice profit there. How do you make sure that you have the odds of being able to do that? Well, the people that we were talking about, the Wall Street people, the people that are the winners, they're controlling the market. And am I saying that the market's rigged? Is it manipulated? I guess that's what I'm saying.
Well, the public is being manipulated by the news and what's out there for them to see.
Right. Well, in the institutions, they have to have the markets go in their favor to be able to be successful. If they're successful 80, 90% of the time, it stands to reason that they're doing something different. And we talk about that in these classes. The important thing is to identify the right time to get into a position, the right time to get out if you're wrong, and the right time to get out with a full profit. And two of the things that most people do wrong, they don't know how to protect what they have, so they end up taking big losses. They don't know how to identify a proper profit target, so they end up either not taking enough of a profit or staying in a trade too long and having the profit taken away from them. If you can eliminate those issues, make sure that if you have a loss, it's a small loss. And if you have a profit, it's a big profit. That's the goal you should have. That's what our strategy that we show you, and we'll talk about it in these classes. We have a core investment strategy that is identifying those turning points to give you that opportunity to be successful.
Yeah, that's really the key, and that's kind of why I kicked the show off here today, Al. Is why it's so important for people to be educated in these markets. And these classes that you teach here at the Academy are so crucial for helping people make smarter investing decisions, whether they're in their working years or if they're in retirement years, because that's almost just as important time to make smart investing decisions, because what's happening with the market, it's going down. People are losing in their 401ks, their IRAs, managed money, because they're letting it sit there and they're hoping it just comes back. And they can't afford to keep losing that time, because that time expires over time. That way, if you're able to protect that, which we talk about in these investing classes, there's ways to do that and strategies for that. So, Al, you mentioned these investing classes. I do have some tickets I want to give away to our listeners. We have a lot of people that want to get educated. They want to get smarter with the stock market or the whole financial markets as a whole. So we have investing classes at our local academies. If you can text right now for 2 tickets. In these classes, we cover all the markets, how they work, but also the right time to get in, the right time to get out, and how the core strategy is designed to do that. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 tickets. Text the word investing to the number 210-210. You're also going to receive a quick start kit just for doing that. So, Al, coming up next, we have a lot of talk in the news about a recession. I want to talk a little bit about that. Do we have a recession coming? But ways we can prepare from that affecting you in a negative way. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 for tickets to an investing class. This is Josh and Al. We'll be right back.